Today's video is going to be about shame. Shame is not just feeling bad, right? It's not guilt, it's not regret. Shame is the feeling that there is something wrong with you at your core. It's the voice that says, I am bad, I am unworthy, I am broken, I am unlovable, I am all of these negative things. And unlike guilt, which is about what you did, so I did something wrong and I take responsibility for it, because I feel bad about it, shame attaches itself to your identity, which means you're basically telling yourself, I am wrong. And that's why shame is so toxic. It doesn't just criticize your behavior, it convinces you that you are the problem. It literally convinces you that you are, I'm sorry, a piece of shit that can't do anything and doesn't deserve anything in this world, if I can say it this harshly. But that's not true. It's just the narrative that you tell yourself. It's the belief that you have made your whole identity with, right? And shame lives in your body. It hides in the pit of your stomach. It hangs heavy on your chest and pushes down your chest. It pulls your shoulders down and it pulls your gaze downward as well, because it literally makes you feel like you don't deserve to look up, to be seen, or to take up space. It makes you feel like you don't deserve to be here overall. And this is why shame is often very silent. People don't really talk about it because shame itself convinces you that if you speak it out loud, you will be rejected and you will be abandoned and you will be hated and you will be ridiculed and made fun of and all of these things. But the truth is that shame cannot survive being spoken. It thrives in that secrecy and in that silence and in the shadows, right? But the moment that you bring shame into the light, whether by admitting it to yourself or by writing it down or sharing it with someone safe, it begins to lose its power. So where does shame come from? Because it's not innate, right? Shame is learned. It's inherited from childhood experiences, religious conditioning, cultural expectations, family dynamics, maybe your friends' values, trauma, people's opinions. Maybe you were shamed for your body, for your desires, your voice, for the way you look, your appearance, your mistakes, your failures, even your successes, even positive things, right? Things that you did well, you were shamed for. And over time, instead of questioning the message, you just absorb it. You made it part of your identity as if it was yours in the first place, right? But here's what I need you to know about shame. Shame is a lie, plain and simple. It is not the truth of who you are. It is a story that someone else wrote and you've been carrying it as if it was your own. You kept writing it to yourself, right? So how do we begin to alchemize shame? Well, first, we need to recognize it. Pay attention to the inner dialogue that says, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. People would leave me if they knew the real me. People hate me. Everybody hates me. All of these things with me are wrong. That's shame speaking. I can't do it. I don't deserve this. I don't want to do this. All of this is shame speaking. And when you name it, this is shame talking. No, this isn't me. This isn't part of me. I don't believe this. You create distance from it. And that's exactly what we want, right? You need to name it in order to invalidate it, in order to not make it real, to make it unreal again, to make it false. The next thing you need to do is get it out of your body, because shame thrives when it stays stuck in the nervous system, right? That's why you spiral the whole time, because it's stuck in there. You need to move it. So somatic practices like just shaking your body, dancing, sports, pounding a pillow, even just screaming into a towel, whatever you need to do physically to remove it, exercise, running, anything helps you release that stuck energy. And shame is not just a thought, it's an embodied state, right? So all of this is going to help you activate your body's release mechanism. Next thing is as I've said, you need to speak it. And this one is hard, but it's very much everything about it. Find someone you trust, a therapist, a coach, a close friend, maybe even yourself, and tell the truth about what you are ashamed of. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they will say, me too. Or they simply will understand you, or even hold a mirror up telling you that you need to reframe it. And even if they have not lived that, which most of the time that's not true, that's a lie, they're just hiding it better. Most of the time, it still doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It is still okay, because everything you need to do is say it out loud. And in that moment, the illusion of shame shatters. You make it false again. You take it out of the shadows. You take it out of that stillness, out of that silence, and you speak it. And as soon as you do that, shame has no power over you anymore. The next thing is very important, which is you need to reframe it then. So once you've identified and spoken the shame and expressed it, you need to challenge it. Whose voice is this? Where did I first learn to feel ashamed of this part of myself? Is it actually true? And half the time you don't even need to find out where it came from. You just need to consciously choose a new belief, right? If you want to find out where it came from, by all means, do it. But if you don't want to waste time, all you need to do is reframe it. So you consciously need to choose a new belief. Just replace it. And yes, affirmations can help here, but not empty affirmations, right? They only stick when you pair them with feeling and emotion and action. So for example, if you carry shame about your voice, the way through is to use your voice. Speak up, sing, share your truth. Tell people how you actually feel. Tell yourself how you actually feel. Be freaking honest and use it intentionally. That's how you override the shame with lived evidence. Now, another thing I have to mention, if you don't deal with your shame, it will deal with you. Unprocessed shame turns into self-sabotage, and it turns into perfectionism and into people-pleasing and into addictions and into toxic relationships and situationships, into hiding and into playing small. Shame will literally poison your life quietly from the background until you name it, until you bring it outwards, until you face it, until you move through it. And listen, because this part is crucial. Don't confuse shame with humility, right? Some people wear shame like it's a virtue, as if self-deprecation makes them good or humble. That's a lie. Humility is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses with honesty and just being truthful about yourself. Shame, on the other hand, is believing your weaknesses make you unworthy of love. Shame literally bashes you. One grounds you, and the other one completely destroys you, okay? Completely drains you. So the real truth here is that you were never born to carry shame. You were born to feel whole. And all shame ever did was cover that wholeness with layers and layers and layers of lies. And when you begin peeling these layers off like an onion, when you let the light in, you realize that there is nothing fundamentally wrong with you, never has been and never will be. Shame should not get to write the story of your life anymore. You do.